everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with another Mixed Media Frenzy. And today's lift that we're all doing is a very interesting one. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm looking forward to it. At first glance, there's not a lot of embellishment to it. There's a piece of washi tape, looks like it's holding those photos on. The rest of it is mixed media, the mixed media itself. So I'm going to use these photos because this one has him kind of looking off this way, and this one kind of has him looking down that way. Instead of having them like this, I'm going to have them like this. So other than that, I'm probably going to try. I don't know about you, but when I look at lifts, I sometimes notice some things more than others. In this case, I'm noticing these kind of almost structural rectangles that go off the page that kind of provide an anchor for the photo. I'm going to do those, but I almost have to wait and see what, I started to do them first, and then I want to see what my mixed media, where my mixed media ends up, and how I have to work around that. Then I'm going to do a lot of work with my pen. It's a Signo Uniball, just like the white pen, except it's a much finer point than the white pen because the black ink flows better. The other thing I noticed was this circle around the photo, and I'm also, both of the photos are square here. I hope I'm not destroying the aesthetic too much by using a rectangular photo, and it's going to go right here. I didn't want to make a circle big enough that it would go completely around it like this one does, so I'm going to use this stencil and maybe do a part of it around here. I'm gonna, right now, in fact, I'm going to mark where my photo's going to go, kind of like that. Nothing too specific there. And then this one I imagine going kind of right there. So I'm going to make one splursh of mixed media of the ink there, and one splursh kind of coming down here, and I'm going to kind of do like that there. And we'll see where that goes. One of the things I did to kind of pop up these photos, to kind of pump up the colors a bit, I ran them through several filters. When I ran him through this filter, it actually changed his kind of dull grayish blue shirt. It's a Rolling Stones t-shirt, by the way. He was cool when he was 4, right? It kind of changed it from this dull grayish blue to sort of a purple. And this one, where it's dark, where his head is casting a shadow, it's really vivid purple. And the gray sidewalk back behind him is also nice and purple. So I thought, well, I'll go with that. And I also, when I brought it onto my word processing system to print it, I added these borders to kind of, because I knew I was going to be using this, and I thought the photos would look nice with those lines. So that was kind of some of my reasoning for that. Okay, having said all of that, see what I may do, what I'm going to do is kind of do that. I'm going to tape out the butterfly. Let me do that now. And I had it like this, taped with the butterfly taped, and I took the tape off because I thought I was going to use the butterfly, then I didn't, so it would have been nice to leave it off. And then I'm going to maybe also do it do a bit of it down over in here so that I'll see what I think that looks like when I play with it. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm using a little bit of this wilted violet. I don't want a whole lot of it because it's a very vivid color, so I'm gonna scratch a little bit of it right there. The main color I'm kind of going for is this shaded lilac, so I'm gonna do a lot of that. And then I have this stormy sky, which is the gray blue of the shirt. So I might scratch some of that there. Now I'm going to spray it and kind of blend it in a way with my fingers. Okay, and that's a little damp, so I'll have to blot my paper right away. What I want to do here is I want to fold the paper, kind of, not exactly fold it, but curl it like this, so that I'm just kind of picking it up. That picks it up in too much of a line. So let's do more of a blot, like that. Okay, like that. I like that, like that a lot. And it's picked up. Okay, very good. I'm happy with that. It has picked up the different colors of purple in there. And now let me kind of roll over it. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, so far so good. Now, like I said, I want to do that there. Okay, and that lets a lot of that show. I'll move the picture over maybe a little bit so that I can get that to show. And I like that line kind of coming up there. Okay, so now I'm gonna start with the big circle. And since the photo is gonna go a little bit further over here, I want the circle to maybe be more over on the mixed media-ish side. So I'm gonna kind of do it like that, right there. Let me kind of get this out. And there's another area I wanna tape in case my ink applicator kind of goes a little bit overboard. And you can tell that this particular stencil is well loved and frequently used. Let's see, where's my applicator? I have one here. Okay, this applicator has used all kinds of different colors, brown and black and the like. So I'm gonna kind of do it this way. I'm kind of wanting it to be not vivid black because in the original it almost looks like it's kind of a sketchy sort of a circle. So I want that effect, not necessarily inky black. So I'm using a halfway dry black ink pad and an applicator that has used brown and gray ink recently. Okay, so that's got my big circle. Okay, happy with that. And it does kind of go over here. I think the photo still, that's gonna work. I got a little bit of a smudge up here, but if I do the rest of my mixed media right, it that shouldn't matter. I want to do kind of up in here, use this part of this other stencil, and I'm going to use my pen here, and I'm going to kind of trace through it, and it is going to be a dark black, but it's going to be kind of like it was scratched in there. It's sort of doodled in a way. And there will be some very black stenciling or drawing, and so this is going to be that kind of transition to that. Okay, we've got that. And then I'm going to come up here and do this part right here with this kind of brownish black ink. Okay, that's good. And maybe another one up here with that same look. Okay, and that's gonna, the photo's gonna be there. Now I wanna have some more, another, like a circle up there, so I'll doodle another circle with my pen. Let's see, this guy's gonna go kind of right there, so I want the circle maybe there. Okay, and all I'm doing is running it around the outsides of the thing and then kind of scribbling in it, not filling it in all the way. I have used it where I've filled it in all the way, but that's not what I'm going for here. Okay, there. Now, I really want this next part that I do to be black. So, I'm gonna actually spray some black ink on my ink pad. And of course I got a little bit of spray over onto my paper, which is absolutely fine. Wasn't intentional, but it actually kind of looks cool. Okay, now I'm expecting that this ink application will be somewhat darker. Maybe not. Let's see, I want some down at the other end of the photo too. I'm gonna spray it directly on my glass mat and do that. Okay, that is a little bit better. Kind of do that. Okay. Like it. Kind of do it there. And a little bit up that way. Okay. I'm almost ready to say that I'm done with stencils. And I'm gonna, let me kind of wipe something off there. It'll give it a hint of of ink, maybe. Not real visible, but good enough. Okay, this is going back over here. I'm going to spritz that to get it clean. And now let's draw some lines if we can. So let me put that there. This is drying with a little bit of curl in the paper. It's not the thick paper that I usually use, but it's okay. I want to get the lines really straight. So I may take the glass mat away because it's easier for me to see the measurement lines on my cutting mat if the glass mat is off. So let me line it up. I'm actually going to use some washi tape to hold it down. I usually don't care, especially in mixed media, on mixed media pages. I usually don't care a whole lot about measurements, if you will. Okay, so I'm going to go here and make sure that's lined up. That really doesn't look straight to me, so let me stand up. That's definitely there. Okay. And I'm coming out to about right here. And I'll go back and kind of scrub that up a bit. And I'm going to go here, right there. And is that straight? It's one set of dots over from there, so that's good. And then I'll do it down here. Okay, I've got that drawn in. It's not as vivid black. I think that's actually stitching, or maybe it's a digital representation of stitching. So I'm going to do this one kind of like right there. And there. And I'm going to make it kind of come down to here. And we'll go across here. Okay. So now I'm going to really come in here and scribble some stuff there. I've got some scribbling I want to do down here and a little bit there. Here I'll do some scribbling there. Kind of scribble a bit there, and maybe down here below the picture, I'll really give it some scribbling, and I'll do a little bit right here, kind of in that line with maybe something at the corner. Okay, now, before I do any more of that, I want to put the pictures on and then see where I'm going to do my title. And I've got some washi tape that I think will, okay, I was going to do it like kind of like this. There we go. I'm gonna burnish that in. Let me get this here. Oh, the purple just looks so good. I love purple anyway. Did I get that straight? It doesn't look all that straight to me. Okay. There we go. Now, I have some washi tape that I was going to use, but I have my photos up on foam. So, I think what I may do is just have a little bit of washi tape on the photo, not going down onto the paper, and I may use the washi tape to attach this little tag. Let me tear the washi tape so that I get a more interesting look. I'm going to kind of slide it up under the rainbow so that the bottom of the tag shows. That's my whole point for doing this. So the washi tape doesn't hold the photo to the page, it holds the tag to the photo. Okay, there we go, that's on there. And I've got this other piece of washi tape that I can tear even more to give me a tiny bit to add over here on this photo. And I think I need a shorter piece. Let's kind of tear it down there. Probably ought to be putting this on with my tweezers because it's really getting stuck to my fingers. Okay, I'm gonna put this right here. Okay, it's barely noticeable there, and that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to add some splats, and of course I'm doing it after I've put my photos on. And so I'm looking for something now to cover the photos. Let me use this folded. I'm gonna kind of do that. And then if some splats get on the photo, that's gonna be okay. Because it won't be getting on his face. Okay, here I'll do some up above. Here, I'll do some down below. Really want to do it heavily over that scribbling. I want the scribbling to kind of look like the splats to look like part of the mess of the scribbling. Here. Let me do it over here too, right in that area. Okay, and that looks too uniform there. Okay. There we go. And see, I got a couple splats on the photo there and some up there too, which is great. It doesn't keep you from seeing the subject of the photo, but it does make the photo an overall part of, you know, the mess, if you will. And I'm going to get a few little splatters on my rainbow there for the same reason, just to kind of make it look. And for those of you who don't know, I'm doing the Mind the Scrap Summer Challenge, and the rainbow and the tag are a requirement for this week. I also need splat, which I have, stencil, which I have used, and a song title, which is, we were on the little river here on the boat between the hotel and the amusement park at Universal Studios back when the now almost 16-year-old Barrett was 4. It was his first trip away from home, and we were afraid, but he had a wonderful time. He was just the best little companion, and he loved sitting there. Number one, he loves sunglasses, as you can see here, but he loves sitting there with his hands over, through the window, and you can see the river in the background. So I'm going to use Rollin' on the River as my title, and that comes from the song Proud Mary, which I've been singing in my head for a couple days, and so I'm going to do that. I'm not going to make you sit through all of my stamping here. I'm going to switch to my Ultra Black ink, VersaFine, and I'm going to stamp it along here. And I'll do the first few letters. I need an R and an O. See, it takes forever to just, kind of pick through these. And so I don't want you to have to stick through that, but you'll see the finished one. Okay, so R is going to go right there, and O is going to go right there, and it's going to kind of go along there. So hope you enjoyed it. I love the purple colors, and I love how the blue is in there. You can kind of see it. You can see the lavender part, and you can see the real purple kind of sneaking through, and it just goes perfectly with his shirt. So I'm happy with it. Hope you are too. See you next Friday on Mixed Media Frenzy. Bye.